Hi friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Stream. Today we are going to deal with mineral nutrition. First of all, what is a mineral nutrient? The elements that plants occur primarily in the form of inorganic ions from the soil. They are known as mineral nutrient. And what is mineral nutrition? The study of how plants obtain and use mineral nutrients. That is the process of absorption, translocation and assimilation of the nutrients by the plant is known as mineral nutrition. And why we are bothered about this mineral nutrition, or why we should study this mineral nutrition? Because with this is an area of research which is mainly needed for improving the modern agricultural practices and environmental protection, as well as for understanding plant ecological interactions in natural ecosystems. And we all know that high agricultural yields depends upon the fertilization with these mineral nutrients, and the yield of the crop is linearly increases linearly with the amount of fertilizers they absorb. So we should have a clear idea about the mineral nutrients and the mineral nutrition. Next one is the criteria of essentiality of nutrients. Before going to that, what is an essential element or an essential nutrient? An essential element is defined as the one that is an intrinsic component in the structure or metabolism of a plant, or whose absence causes severe abnormalities in plant growth, development or reproduction, and may prevent a plant from completing its life cycle. This is known as an essential element. An essential element is defined as the one which is needed for a plant, without which it cannot complete its life cycle healthy. This criteria of essentiality of nutrients was given by Anand and Stout in 1939. At that time, there were 16 essential nutrients, and now we have 17 essential nutrients. And the criteria that define an essential element is that first one is a deficiency of an essential nutrient element makes it impossible for the plant to complete the vegetative or reproductive stage of its life cycle. That is, without which the plant cannot complete its life cycle. Without that nutrient, the plant cannot complete its vegetative or reproductive stage of its life cycle. That is the first criteria. Second one is that the deficiency of an element is very specific to the element in question, and deficiency can be corrected or prevented only by supplying that particular element. The second criteria is that if an element was identified as deficient, then that deficiency can be corrected by supplying that particular element only. That is, no other element can replace the role of this element. And the third criteria is that the element must directly be involved in the nutrition and metabolism of the plant. This element must directly be involved. There should be a direct involvement of that element in the nutrition and metabolism of the plant. Here is a classification of the plant nutrients. Actually, we have 17 plant nutrients. Of that, 3 nutrients, that is the carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, are said to be the framework elements. That is, the source for this carbon, hydrogen and oxygen is air and water. And these 3 elements we get that element from carbon dioxide and water, and they are not mineral elements. That is, they are not taken from the soil in ionic forms. They are not mineral nutrients, but they are known as framework elements because they are needed for the framework formation of the plants. They are important component of the structural formation of the plants. And next one is the mineral elements, that is the elements that are mainly obtained from the soil in ionic forms. There are 14 essential mineral elements, and these 14 elements are further classified into macronutrients and micronutrients. The macronutrients are again divided into primary nutrients and secondary nutrients. The primary macronutrients include nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, and the secondary macronutrients include calcium, magnesium and sulfur. The secondary macronutrients are required in lesser quantities relative to the primary macronutrients. And next category is the micronutrients or trace elements. They are required by the plants in very lesser amounts, and which include zinc, copper, manganese, iron, boron, molybdenum and chlorine. Even though there are variation in the need of this macro and micronutrients, all the essential elements are needed for the complete growth of the plant. Macronutrients, the elements which plants require in relatively large amounts, which include nitrogen, potassium, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus and sulfur. And then micronutrients are elements which plants require in much smaller amounts, which include chlorine, iron, boron, manganese, sodium, zinc, copper, nickel and molybdenum. And the earlier classification was a traditional way of classifying the mineral nutrients, and later Conrad McNeil and Ernest Kirkby, they proposed that the essential elements should be classified instead according to their biochemical role and physiological function. They proposed the classification of mineral nutrients according to biochemical and physiological function. In that way, the mineral nutrients are classified into 4 groups. Group 1, that is the nutrients that are part of carbon compounds, which include nitrogen and sulfur. Group 2, nutrients that are important in energy storage or structural integrity, which include phosphorus, silicon and boron. And group 3, nutrients that remain in ionic form, which include potassium, calcium, magnesium, chlorine, zinc and sodium. And group 4, elements, that is the nutrients that are involved in redox reactions, which include iron, manganese, copper, nickel and molybdenum. This classification of mineral nutrients according to biochemical function and physiological function was proposed by Conrad McNeil and Ernest Kirkby. And according to this, the mineral nutrients are divided into 4 groups. Group 1, nitrogen and sulfur constitute the first group of essential elements. Plants assimilate these nutrients via biochemical reactions involving oxidation and reduction to form covalent bonds with carbon compounds and create organic compounds. Example, amino acid, nucleic acids and proteins. That is, these nitrogen and sulfur are the nutrients that are part of carbon compounds. That is, they participate in formation of covalent bonds with the carbon and create organic compounds. Then group 2, the second group is important for the energy storage reactions or in maintaining the structural integrity. And the elements in this group are present in plant tissues as phosphate, borate and silicate esters, which the elemental group is covalently bound to an organic molecule. That is, they are mainly found in sugar phosphates. The third group is present in plant tissue as either free ions or dissolved in the plant water or ions electrostatically bound to substances such as the pectic acid present in the cell wall. An element in this group have important role as enzyme cofactors, then regulation of osmotic potential and controlling membrane permeability. The nutrients that remain in ionic forms in the plant tissues, that is the potassium, calcium, magnesium, chlorine, zinc and sodium, Their roles are they act as enzyme cofactors, then regulation of osmotic potentials and controlling membrane permeability. And coming to the group 4, these are the nutrients that are involved in redox reactions, and this group comprises metals such as iron, manganese, copper, nickel, molybdenum, and has important roles in reactions involving electron transfer. And this is about the classification by Menkel and Ernest Rigby. And thank you for listening this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, subscribe our channel and share this with your friends. And next video we will be dealing with the deficiency of the essential nutrients and the ways to correct that. Thank you.